Welcome to Straight Hatin', brought to you by Straight Hatin' Fashions and More, a new online store selling a new brand of merchandise called Straight Hatin'. We currently have a limited supply of 5 different items, but we will soon progress to 100 plus items in the near future. So check us out at www.straighthatin'fashionsandmore.com. We have a new promotion starting August 1st and ending August 31st. So go to straighthatin'fashionsandmore.com and make your purchase. And for those who already make your purchase, thank you for your purchases. We've only been up for a couple of weeks and things are running smoothly. Thank you so much. But for new purchases, beginning August 31st and ending August 31st, for every completed order totaling $100 or more, you'll receive 1 free Straight Hatin' carry bag. And this is the Straight Hatin' carry bag. This is the front of it with the Straight Hatin' brand logo. This is the back of it with the Straight Hatin' brand logo. Now in the front of it, it's a great bag right here. You got your zip bag, your zip pocket to put stuff in, and you have your inner pocket with the drawstrings. Plus you have your little spot right here where you place your earbuds and cords and stuff in. So you get 1 free bag, especially it's time for school. You know, young people definitely need bags and stuff, even for older people too as well to carry on. So beginning August 1st and ending August 31st, for every completed order totaling $100 or more, you'll receive 1 free Straight Hatin' carry bag. Make sure you type in the comment section when you place your order and you're going towards the checkout. It's a comment section. You'll put, if you're buying shirts and stuff, you put your size in there. Also, you put little comments, thank you or whatever. Also I want you to type in these words for your free bag. Send me my free bag. Type those words in the comment section. Send me my free bag. And you'll get that along with your order. Again, go to www.straighthatin'fashionsandmore.com. We're up and running, so you definitely see us. I'm your host, AC. Thank y'all for being here. So what I'm gonna start us with, I'm gonna do some shout outs. I got some friends that definitely support, family members and friends. They put their comments in and stuff and gave constructive criticism and everything, and I definitely appreciate it. I want more comments, more constructive criticism. And make sure you click the link to like, share, and subscribe. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Touch bases on me on there as well. I'm gonna start off. The first group of people, I'm gonna shout out to Tyrone Hasty and Tom Ellis. Those are my brothers and as well as my friends. They're both are fans of the No Name DC team, they're formerly known as. So I'm gonna be talking about them a little later as well, get some information on them. So shout out to you guys, Tyrone Hasty and Tom Ellis. Also, I'm gonna shout out to Wesley Landreth and Abdul Falk. Those are my friends and my brothers as well. They're both fans of that team called the Carolina Kittens, aka Carolina Pussycats, aka Carolina Panthers. Now, I'm gonna do some little talking about them too later on, so I'll give you some scoop on them. But shout out to Wesley Landreth and Abdul Falk. Shout out to my cousin Ricardo Poinsett. Definitely gave constructive criticism. I definitely appreciate your brother, love you. Sally, this brother is a fan of those sorry ass cowgirls, aka Dallas Cowboys. So I got some news on them too. I'm gonna give you information on that. Also, shout out to my friend PT Pat Rich. He's also part of that sorry ass group called the Cowgirls. So shout out to you guys. And last but not least, Shout out to my brother and friend, Tommy Guns. He definitely been a big support, put me out there on Facebook and whatnot. Definitely love you, brother, no matter what. He's a fan of those no good cheating squealers though, aka Pittsburgh Steelers. So I got some news on them too. So I'm coming at everybody every week, every time I get a chance to. Thanks to my supporters who's on my online store. Again, we've only been up for a couple weeks. Things are going great. Keep it going. Promotion started August 1st, ended August 31st. Definitely jump on that. And also those who support my podcast. I'm on Castos. That's Castos. straighthating.castos.com, and also on Buzzsprout. That's straighthatingpodcast.buzzsprout.com. I'm also on YouTube and on Spotify, and also some other platforms as well. So just check me out. Look up for Straight Hating TM Podcast. Please continue to give me feedback and support. I'll shout you out in upcoming episodes. Thank you so much. Let's talk about football. I know a lot of you are straight hating on me constantly talking about my Baltimore Ravens. Caw-caw! Ravens Nation, baby, all day up in here. So let me break this down. When I do my episodes, I'm gonna always talk about my Ravens first, and then we'll talk about those other teams, okay? That way, you know I'm not just talking about my Ravens, but I gotta talk about the best team first, and that's house rules. House rules. Here's some Ravens news. We gotta talk about our first round draft pick and rookie wide receiver, Zay Flowers. According to the Ravens podcast, The Lounge, Zay, he's working well with Lamar Jackson. He's learning how he throws. He's learning how to catch it, and he knows what to do. He's meshing real well, so he's definitely going to be something to work with. Also, he's getting tips from OBJ. He tell him how to make the runs and how to stick and move. So he got more. He already had game. But he's putting more in his bag, so he's gonna be ready. I'm looking forward to seeing that young brother. He's a rookie or not. He reminds me of this that guy Derwin Davis. Remember that show called The Game? It's about one of my favorite shows. He reminds me of him. So he, we all know he became a star. So look out for Zay Flowers. Also, according to The Lounge, the Ravens defense will be better this season compared to the last season under Mike Macdonald's second season as the defense coordinator. Now, last season started off pretty rough on our defense, beginning of the season. That's because those rookies, there was more rookies on the defensive line, and they was just learning how to get in a groove. But as the season progressed and towards the middle of the season, towards the end, they snapped into place. So they got really better. You know what I'm saying? I believe they could have done a lot more better because, we relied on our number one kicker, you know what I'm saying, to make things happen. But we can't do that next season. So next season, this coming season right now, they are more ready because they already know what's going on. So they're definitely ready for the field. So look out for them. We got your number. It's not going to be the same as last season. We definitely got you. Now, that wraps it up for my Baltimore Ravens for now. So let's start straight hating on some teams. Let's begin with the Carolina Pussycats. Last season was awful for the Carolina Pussycats. The season record for them was 7-10. Yep, 7-10. 5-4 at home and 2-6 away. Now, I'm ashamed to say that, in the beginning, they was training with us in training camp, and I kept saying they're gonna be bad, they're gonna do it, they're gonna be better. Then once the game started, season started, they was like shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was embarrassed to even talk about them and say, well, they were training with us, because I know we trained some, we did some, you know, we put some good training up there. They just didn't catch it. You know what I'm saying? So I recanted my statement saying they was training with us. So, and I was like, yeah, fuck them. You know, they can't do anything. We can't have them no more. And thank God we didn't have them no more this coming season. But we traded up for another team to help train. I don't know if they're any better at all, but that's my second team to talk about. The DC team, formerly known as. They're with us in training camp this season. I guess we're doing charity work, you know, trying to help out the needy, you know. So that's a good slap in the back, you know what I'm saying? So applause for the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens. Caw-caw! Letting you busters share the field with us. So hopefully y'all learn something and do better this season. They finally been bought. So Magic Johnson and a few other billionaires decided to buy that sorry ass team, formerly known as, and I'm sure they're gonna have a name like the DC Magics. So if that happens, y'all know y'all heard it first right here on Straight Hating. And so hopefully they send me a royalty check, because I don't know who said it first. DC Magics. That probably would fit y'all, since Magic Johnson is the man that control you guys now, part owner, co-owner of that sorry ass team, formerly known as. So let's go down to this next team, the Cowgirls. Oh my goodness! I tell you what, I got to recant on one of my statements I made on one of my prior episodes, either one or two. I said the Cowgirls never beat the Ravens. And I said that proudly. I said that's the only team in the NFL that never beat the Ravens. I was wrong, okay? I recanted that. Now, the Cowgirls played the Baltimore Ravens a total of 6 times and only won once. Yep, they only won 1 game out of 6 games. So they didn't have a win. I'm sure we was tired that day. Wanted to give some more charity work to those losers, but it is what it is. Now, y'all got a chance to come back, because not this season, but the following season, season 2024, we play your ass. So y'all got a chance to come back and try to do something. Woof woof. I'm sure my wife is happy with that, and my in-laws will be happy to hear that dumb shit. But guess what? Y'all still gonna get beat down. That's my word. We're looking forward to that game to see what's gonna happen. Now, next on my list is them damn Squealers. Now, they are our biggest rivals. They love to cheat. Now, we have a love-hate for that team, but it's mainly because they can play. They can play. You know, they go toe-to-toe with us. But they put extra shit in it, like cheating and stuff. Like when their coach, Tomlinson, walked backwards on the damn field. Yes, I'm bringing it up again. He walked back to the damn field and tripped up one of my people while we was playing. So I never forgave him for that. So that team sucks. Their fans suck too. That's right, Squealers. Y'all suck. So I'm straight hating on all of y'all. So every week I'll be giving you up-to-date info on my Baltimore Ravens every chance I get, because it's Ravens Nation, baby. Every day on Straight Hating. So changing the topic. Let's talk about some important but disturbing news that's happening right now in 2023. Not 1943, 2023. Not 1873. But 2023. Right now, as to speak, to be exact, this past week in our national news. Okay, so, and I don't want you to worry, to think, well, I'm going to be talking about some heavy negative stuff, but I will try to in the news section with some positive local news, semi-positive local news. It's semi-positive, okay? But the national news is kind of dreary a little bit. So let's get to it. Everybody, y'all, I know y'all ever heard about it now, because on every channel, news station, it's on the social media, it's on radio stations about Florida doing their dumb shit again with their dumbass governor. They got Florida State Board of Education approving new standards for how Black history is taught in public schools. Y'all know I was going to touch bases on this because I'm about Black culture, Black history, and being the truth, telling the truth about and exposing the truth on Black history, what was hidden from us, not taught in regular schools, still not being taught, and currently, as we speak, being changed again. The history is being changed again. They're teaching that slaves were given the opportunity to improve their lives by choosing to become slaves, to have better lives. They chose to be slaves to get food, to have a place to live, and they were partners with their owners in order to do this, to have a better quality of life, a better and good quality of life. Now, the sad part about that, there are a lot of older white folks who believe that. I've spoken to quite a few of them and heard their stories, and when they speak, they say, well, yeah, it was good. It was good for them. They did, things were actually better. I hear a lot of this stuff. So when I speak to you, I speak to you from, not from hate, but out of love, of knowledge, of information. I speak to you at the place of experience. Out of 40 years that I've been on this earth, I'm talking to you from experience that I've actually experienced with people, things I actually know. I'm actually doing, give fun facts as well. It's all about love, but the truth is the truth. Now, slavery, there's nothing good about effing slavery. They were beaten, they were stolen, they was raped, they were kidnapped, they were killed, they were hung, they were... The history of blacks were stolen, erased, and more whitewashed information was shoved down their fucking throats. And in 2023, they're continuing to do it, but attack our children with the information. Instead of, because they started with this crap about woke before, how woke is this and woke is that, how woke is a problem, woke is this and woke, which was really about self-awareness, self-knowledge, learning the true history of a people and information that was lost and hidden from them. Now, they changed that, got a whole different meaning to it, and then now they're doing more stuff. All because they're ashamed, embarrassed, and hurt of a past destruction that should never been. So right now, they're going to keep doubling down on dumbness. So instead of fixing the problem, making positive solutions, giving the correct information, it's not to hurt people's feelings, but to, if you don't know the truth, you can't get from a place of healing and going forward. So by doubling down on ignorance and foolishness, it makes it even tougher, because it's already acknowledged that you're ashamed and hurt of the past. But at the same time, you're continuing to teach that past, a new past, to your people, the generations to come. Because I've seen clips of older generations back in the 50s and 60s say the exact same things that are saying today. And those older white people. Now we have older white people today saying the exact thing. That means they were taught this from generation to generations. And on the other hand, we still have black people who don't understand or don't know their true history, and they're accepting whatever is given to them because it's never been taught them. So once they're taught something that's new, learn something new about who you are, who you was, tends to confuse people. They be like, well, this is too much information. I'm comfortable with what we've been through. And when you start being that way, you start denying who you are. You're not acknowledging what is true. And then you start accepting what's going on right now. Some more bullshit. Doubling down. So that's the information going on now. Y'all need to stand up. We gotta stop this. If y'all want us to go forward, black and white, to team up and go forward as people that we intended to be, equal, together, then we have to recognize, acknowledge the truth of our past, the truth of our present, in order to get better and go forward. We can't heal from something that you're scared to face and resolve. Healing comes after the process. You guys don't want to heal, so you want to keep covering up because of your own hurt, of your ancestors, towards our ancestors. But we have to face it. We have to go through that process, take that bandage off, walk together in this process, learn the truth, start loving one another, and then go forward in a healing process to get better. We can't do the healing process until we go through the hurt. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Last week, and before I learned more of this information that was going on, I had a long talk with my buddy Friday. You know, he came, he called me, we had a talk. Well, one of my buddies, I had talked to a lot of my buddies over my podcast information. But this particular guy, this is my white friend. I'm gonna have more than one white friend. Usually when people say that, they sound racist. Could be like, well, you know, I got a white friend. I have plenty of white friends. I speak to plenty of white people. I have Spanish friends also. Either way, back to the story. We had a long talk, and it was interesting. He had a feeling that maybe I always hated white people because the way I carry myself, the way I speak on topics. This friend is a veteran like me. I see him as my brother. I love him. So I wanted to address this situation briefly. That because I respect what he says, I respect his honesty. And it's not the first time he told me that. When I worked with him before, we worked together, he also mentioned, he always kept saying it, man, you hate white people, you hate white people. I don't hate white people. I dislike bullshit that's given from white people towards blacks. So, and if you really know me, you know I'm an equal opportunity disliker, which means I dislike black people as well as I dislike white people. I really dislike a lot of people, to tell you the truth. Let's just be honest. I can't sugarcoat it. I try to love everybody, but ignorant people and ignorant shit comes from every race, and I just dislike anything ignorant. And that's gonna, I'm gonna be honest and truthful with you. Even if it comes from religion or whatever, because I'm a scholar in all those different areas, and I hate ignorance. Okay, let's just be real. So I'm an equal opportunity disliker. So you want to think, well, I dislike you? I probably do. Dislike you and your buddy too. All right, I'm straight hating on you. All right, back to the situation here. No, I don't hate white people. No, again, I do not hate white people. Nor do I hate black people or any other ethnic group. But I do dislike all ignorant white people as much as I dislike all ignorant black people. But to stay focused on the topic, I I've been involved and I experienced a lot of racism in my 40 years of being on earth. Directly and indirectly. And when I was selling cars, I experienced a lot of racism. I sold cars for 12 years before I retired from the business. Now, I want to tell you a story. Now, at that same place that he works currently, I experienced racism there as well. Some that the managers do know about, but tend to forget. And he may not have been aware of it. So I know when he watches this, I want him to understand my point of view. I'm not gonna talk about different stuff. I could write a book on this, my different experiences on it. I mean a total book, and I have volumes, novels, back to back. You know what I'm saying? Award-winning bullshit. But here's a story. One day I was selling a car to this couple, husband and wife, and it was late in the evening. So, I put on my, put on my salesman hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. And they were cool people, but they appeared to be cool people too. So we got on a test drive, and the craziest thing happened. We got this test drive, and to me it seemed like it was a long ass test drive because they wanted to bond with me, and that's what you're supposed to do anyway, with your interact and bond with one another. That makes it more real. So, in their way of bonding with me, now when I start my test drives at that time period, I would drive first, get to a location, and then switch up, let them drive. So I was driving. Before I came out the parking lot, the conversation began. They started out with how they love black people. And I was like, okay, all right, So they kept on going with different stuff to how they like black people, how black people are different, how they this. So I'm still driving, I'm listening. And I'm trying to, get them information about the car, but then they keep changing the subject, and they took over the topic about how they love black people and how they think black people are just so awesome. And they told me a story about how they have a meeting, a family gathering every year with the whole family from different estates and stuff. They get together at their great-grandmother's home, and they gather around this big tree. Now, this tree was a very important tree to them because it was a tree that they planted, and then they watched it grow for years. And every year they would have the same meeting around the tree, gathering and tell the same stories over and over again to the generations to come and other family members as they grew and got bigger. Now, this tree was a slave tree. This is a tree that black people was hung on, black people died on. This tree was on land that had slaves. And they, remember, when I'm telling you this story, just put yourself in my shoes. I'm still driving these people and still trying to keep composure because I need to sell this car. And they kept going with it, and it was like joking, laughing, and saying it, and it was deep into the damn conversation. I couldn't break them out of the conversation. Talked about the car. So before I was able to switch places with them, they put a lot on me. They kept saying, talking how this family tree, of slave tree, and it grew so big, and it was so huge and humongous, and it's something they have pride in. It's a tradition, family tradition. They all talk about, the people that were slaves that were killed and hung on it and all that kind of bullshit over and over again. And they told me more detailed stuff. So I finally get to the point where I can switch seats with them. At this point, my mind is flipping. I'm like, what the fuck what's going on? Just trying to hold composure. So this shit continued while they're driving. This shit continued on the way going back to the dealership. As we got to the dealership, they sat down, still trying to keep composure. I took information, the paperwork and stuff back to the management desk. And they looked at me like, what's going on, what's wrong? There was more concern about the deal, which they should be, because it's about a deal. But they started the service at me and they're like, what's going on? I said, I need to take a break. And they're like, no, you need to do it. I said, I gotta take a break. So I went to the bathroom, tried to get my composure, came back. So they worked me on the deal. We went back, talked to them, and then once they sat me down, I talked to them again, and they left me with them again. And then they continued this shit. So I'm like, after a little bit of hearing this stuff, I walked away, went to the desk, and like, listen. And I told them exactly what happened, and what the story going on. And two of my managers, they were in disbelief and shock. Like, what? And they, so one of them stepped in, and then they didn't say anything about that situation. They stepped in to, to say, make sure the dealer said and keep going with it. Because I was already, my composure was losing it. So one of them stepped in, was talking to them, and we got the deal going. And as I'm doing the paperwork and whatnot, I'm hurt, I'm disturbed inside. And I think I was more bothered that managers didn't do shit. But let's get the deal going. So we got the deal done and whatnot. And then they finished. I think they ended up finishing it because I couldn't do no more. I just for the last bit of it because the paperwork was already done. So I stepped away for a while. It was time for me going to. By this time period, it was dark. I was probably the only person. I think I was the only person left in there. It started in daytime, then it ended up at night. It was dark outside, getting dark. And then they went into the finance office and whatnot, and we got it done and whatnot. But that was a part of the experience that I experienced. That's a brief part of it. He didn't know that. I'm sure my friend didn't know that's what occurred at the location that he works at right now. I had more experience like this, different ones, at that location in different places as well. But could you imagine trying to sell a car to people who are telling you about, and they trying to what's the words? They trying to talk to me and trying to relate. That's the word. They're trying to relate to me in such a way they think that is the way to relate to me, a white people relating to a black person. Which is, I want y'all to know, that's not the fucking way, okay? That was years ago, and I remember every incident like that because I'm currently, as a retired person, I'm still working, doing something, daytime, so I want to stay home and bored, and whatnot, and I experience this all the time, like every fucking day. I hear it, different conversations, different stuff, and I gotta be the person to be the person to shrug shit off, be professional, let things go, and I get it just from black people and white people. I get the racism. I've been called a racist from black people. I've been called a racist from black people. I've been called a racist from white people. But it's something I experience all the time. You guess you would say I should learn to live with it, but I shouldn't have to learn to live with it. I've got strong enough so I know how to see it. I can actually see it. I can hear it. I can see it. I know when the vibes are and everything. This how long I've experienced this. I can actually feel vibes of a racist person. So to my friend, I don't dislike or hate white people. I just dislike and hate the bullshit that they hold in their hearts, the bullshit that they don't accept the knowledge of what is real from what is not real. I hate the fact that it took them so long to understand that white cops were beating the fuck out of black innocent people. Even when it's staged on camera, the whole thing. And they always say, so, but what's the information behind it? You know, what happened before that? What the fuck matters what happened before it? You see what's going on. The motherfucker have nothing in their hand. It's been over and over again, repeatedly, how blacks are killed and beaten for having a cell phone, for having a key, for having nothing, a wallet, or anything. And when you have the same scenario with a white person and they can have a fucking shotgun, 2 guns in their hand, and not one policeman pull out a gun. They pick their hands up like, hold on, buddy. They don't feel no threat at all. But from the fact that from a black person, even a black kid, they have so much hostility and threats. I've seen this, not just on TV, not just on social media, not just on everything. I've seen this personally throughout my time. Not just from white cops though, but from black cops. And black cops seem to be worse to black people in inner cities and stuff than white cops are as well. But that's a different story. I just wanted to give my friend and those who feel that I may be that way the insight on how I see stuff and how I have been through stuff and how I continue to experience and see stuff on a regular basis. But I have to live through it. I have to have tough skin and live through this on a regular basis because I have no choice but to. You know, so I'm not given a choice. What I'm going to do, hide up in my house and fold up and die and whatnot? No. As long as God give me breath to live and strength to live and give me time on earth, I'm going to live despite of the bullshit I come through. So that's my encounter. I love you to death, my brother. I hope this helped some. If not, we still have some more talks. I'm sure I want to talk to you again because I definitely want to have you on my podcast once I get that set up so we can have a second person and talk like brothers. You know, again, I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point on that one. I am pro-black. Pro-black doesn't mean anti-white. Pro-black doesn't mean anti-anything. It just means I stand for the beliefs and culture of black life, black culture, anything black that's not negative or indecent. You know, because I could tell you right now, there's some black people I don't give a fuck about because of what they do, what they say. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of celebrities right now that started one way and then somehow when they get money and fame and stuff, they start switching up. Not saying you shouldn't grow. You should have growth and learn and be mature. But they become a different kind of people. And it's too hard to speak on it right now because it's not that topic. I just wanted to let you know where I'm coming from. And I do a lot of research on black culture. I'm a forever student on black history, the truth of history and whatnot. I keep learning stuff on a regular basis. And I'm gonna always be a fanatic on learning about blacks and our people and whatnot. Even I told him some stuff that he didn't even know because I put it on my podcast. He like, is that really happening? Is that really true? Yeah. Africans really did been all over the continent before certain people. Africans did teach the English how to be civilized. Now, the white people, when they came over, they didn't teach civilization. They did something else. Again, I don't want to go there. And blacks did have ships and went around different places. We have true history of this stuff. Blacks were here with the Indians. Africans were here with the Indians. We have black Indians at that time period. So again, that's a different topic, and a lot of you are not ready to receive that kind of information because you want to believe that Africans were just in Africa, which Africans were all over the damn continent before it was colonized. Each part of the world was colonized. But again, it's a different topic. I just want to share that information with you because the bullshit that we're going through, and if we don't change this and step up together and do this together, we're going back in time because we're repeating the same stuff that was in the past. Unfortunately, black people can't stop racism, but white people have to stop it because we didn't start racism. So think about that. We can't stop something that wasn't started from us. That means you have to step up. If you believe that you are the people that you are, and say you love black people, you're equal opportunity, everything like that, then you have to come forth and step up. First, learn the information, change the way you think and see people and feel about people. Like black kids, they're not adults. You treat black kids like they're black adults, and you treat young white adults like they're white kids. The mentality is screwed up. So that's I'm gonna touch bases on that. So I love everybody. I want us to grow, but we have to work together to make this happen. And that's my take on that. Okay, let's change the topic a little bit. I'm trying to get some local news. It's somewhat positive, but it's way different from what I just got to talking about. Let's see. There's a situation going on right now that's in South Carolina. We got Kyrie Irving, Tyler Perry, and Fantasia are helping a 93-year-old South Carolina woman who is fighting to keep her land in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Now, Snoop Dogg has also donated to the woman's fight for justice as well, all her legal stuff. Her name is Josephine Wright. She's being pushed off her family land by a builder. Now, this builder, he's constructing a community of new houses. Apparently, this old house is the only house that stands in the way of having total control of the whole community to build new houses there. You know, new houses, you know, you got new money. So, but this is an old house there. But this is her house, her land, and she's living there. She's 93 years old. She moved back down here from New York with her husband, as the story says. And they wanted to, you know, live down here. Again, I'm saying her name again, her age again, 93. That means she has less life than most people on earth remaining. Hopefully it's longer than most. But 93, all that she wants to do is be left alone. She even said it herself on news. I was gonna be left alone. Live in this house, and you know, enjoy herself with her husband. Now hopefully they can pass down this house and land down to their family members. Hopefully they'll keep it. If not, it's their choice to sell it, whatever. But this guy trying to push her out. They offered her $30,000 one time. First of all, this is an insult. You know, at this day and age, and how the market is with housing and stuff, for house and land for 30 grand. She turned down the offer. Now he made more offers. She keep turning them down. So what he doesn't stop there. He comes up with other stuff to get her violated by the city, to get her thrown off the land, and have them take her home and land by force. So she have a lot of legal battles to go with this, but we have some courageous people. This is the positive part. Courageous people that stepped up to help. Now these are Hollywood stars, and whether they're stars or not, their platforms matter because it helps awareness. And plus they have the funds to help this lady out for her legal battles and stuff. So, man, I just think that's a great thing. It's a great joy to have people stepping out to help somebody who's in need, because they didn't have to do it. You know, she could have been kicked out. No one could have said anything like, well, that's just another person lost their home. You know what I'm saying? But this is wrong. This is wrong. This is definitely wrong. This is damn wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I hope she wins, get her peace that she needs. And again, all that she said to everybody, I just want to be left alone. Give her that. Leave her alone. Let her live in her place. Leave her the hell alone. Build around her. Okay, so with that being said, that's the news I have as far as local news. So we're gonna do some everyday issues and stuff. I know there's two little topics, subtopics under the everyday issues and stuff. Man, I know you guys heard by now about Carlee Russell. Carlee Russell, the woman who kidnapped herself in the kidnapping hoax, because she saw the movie Taken. So she saw the movie Taken. Now this is everywhere, on the news, on social media, everything. Oh my goodness. She reminds me of Jussie Smollett. You know, the singer, actor, who had the big scandals going on, talking about he got jumped at nighttime. You know, when people have nothing else better to do, and to see how she put this together, you have too much time in your fucking hands. You know, we got real situations going on, and then you kidnapped, you for real, you throwing that shit to 911, orange, this and that. Come on, man, just now. Stupid stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Ignorant, stupid stuff right there. That's just fucking stupid. Get a job. Because guess what? You talk about that part, then you talk about Jussie Smollett, and then you have this other lady who won the lottery, claims she won the lottery. Apparently, I'm thinking, or if I can recall correctly, forgive me if I'm wrong, but she's in a neighborhood that's congested, kind of. Not someplace that you really want to tell everybody you got money at. So she runs into a store saying, I won the lottery, I won the lottery. Came out to be a lie. She wanted attention. Her aunt even said on the news that she just wanted some fucking attention. Listen, it gotta be something else you can do better with your time. From Carlee to Jussie to this lady, I didn't even take the time to look up her fucking name because it's ridiculous. First of all, if you win, whoever wins the money, and if you're in an area that's where you don't want to tell people you have money at, no one's gonna believe that shit. Because you don't want nobody to know you have money in the first damn place. Unless they force you to do it by news. Like in South Carolina, it's a state that if you won the lottery, you have to take a picture and put yourself in the newspaper. So you really can't get past that, but except for putting a fucking mask on. So if I ever won a lottery, you're not gonna know it because, and especially in South Carolina, because I don't have a fucking mask on or something. And plus, I'm not gonna tell you anyway. I'm broke. I'm a stingy motherfucker. I don't like to spend money. Now, I'm comfortable financially. I don't like to spend fucking money. So you know I'm gonna fucking know if I have money. I'm not gonna get no fucking big ass mansion. First of all, somebody gotta clean the fucking mansion, right? I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna hire a bunch of motherfuckers to be in my house. I don't like being around people that much. Unless it's in a situation of occurrences that I have to be in and I have control of. So stop with the dumb shit. That's all the news I have as far as national and local. Hopefully next episode I find something that's fun, which we don't have fun news anymore, because that wouldn't be news, right? So I'm gonna do is take this time period to, I'm gonna wrap this episode up. But before I end, I want to recommend 6 movies I think you'll enjoy watching. All right, the first one on my list is Marvels. It's a new movie coming out called The Marvels. All right, hold on 1 second. New movie. Okay, it's in theaters on November 10th. Every Marvel fan needs to watch this. Now, if you're a true Marvel fan, you love how what's her name? The Miss Marvel. How powerful she was. This has got some real stuff because it goes back. I can't tell you. I can't. Watch the trailer. Watch the movie. I'm ready for it. I'm a Marvel fan all the way down. Only problem that I don't like, because me and my family, when we go watch the new Marvel movies all the time, we always look forward to seeing what's his name pop up in the movies. I can't remember his name, the old guy's name. You know what I'm talking about, y'all. That pops up in the movies all the time. The rich white guy who makes the Marvel movies that died last year. I should at least got the information now. I'll come up with the information next episode because I got a brain fart right now. But yeah, man, we always Stan Lee. We loved pointing out like, oh, there he goes. Man, that was just the way he put himself in those movies. It was just, man, incredible. So we lost it. We lost him. So you know what I'm saying. That's kind of the reason why I kind of got away from the little Marvel stories a little bit, because after he died and whatnot, the movies were a little different because it's taken over by his family members and whatnot. So they put out a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I'm still a Marvel fan. This one got my attention. I'm definitely going back to watching it. I'm excited about it. November 10th. Please go watch and support this. We got some the other 5 movies. It was picked and recommended from my daughter, 22-year-old. She loved watching movies. She's a fanatic watching movies and stuff. She liked to watch movies that's not so much maturity and nudity and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. So the next one is called Chicken Hair and the Hamster of Darkness. It's a PG-13 family-friendly movie. Has adventure, a little bit weird. It's on Netflix. Indiana Jones inspired. So go check it out with your family. You definitely want to look at that. I'm rocking Netflix all the time. So I hope Netflix hear me, listen to me. Come talk to me, Netflix. I'm giving you support. Another one's called Next Gen. It's a fun to watch, chill, got robot-filled action. I don't want to tell you more details on that, but listen, she's shaking her head right now. That's something you want to go watch. She liked that one. She definitely liked that one. Then you have another one called Minions and More, Volume 1 and 2. It's a cute short clips. Got cute short clips in it, PG-13, family friendly and silly. So that's a must watch as well. Something you could spend time with your family with and do. Another one called Monster Calls. It's a storytelling type movie. Very good. She got a thumbs up on that one. So thumbs up on that one. A Monster Calls. A Man Called Otto. A Man Called Otto. It's a mature audience for mature audiences, involving a touch of some real world issues. Has an adorable cat. It's a great movie, but weird. It's a story about a veteran. So, it's one of them drama-filled movies. More of a storyline of that. Some people like to watch stuff like that. So she loved it. So go take a look at it. She clapped her hands to that one too. So go take a look at that one. So don't forget to check out Straight Hating online apparel store called Straight Hating Fashions and More. Now, when you Straight Hating Fashions, that's with an S on the end of fashion. So Straight Hating Fashions and More. Go to www.straighthatingfashionsandmore.com. Thank you for watching or listening to me, depending on what platform you're currently using. Follow my podcast on straighthating.castos.com for video and audio podcasts, and straighthatingpodcast.buzzsprout.com for audio podcasts. I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Spotify. I'm your host, AC, It's been a pleasure. I love you. Talk to you later. Peace.